ready?
Larry's got the questions.
I got the question.
Larry.
Living like Larry. Lobster.
What up, y'all? I'm Victor Organista, and these are my co-hosts.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm Lawrence.
Can you still see the sign?
Okay, we'll redo this here in a bit.
Okay, we'll just cut that out.
Yeah.
Is it
chop
already
it.
I think we're going live already, but
Okay.
yeah.
live?
Are we live?
We were introducing ourselves. We already got through us too, so we can go over to you.
My name's Ira.
I'm Dimitri.
And this is not an exit, y'all. Today we're going to be talking about...
Larry got the questions for us.
Video podcast. Oh, no.
We're
That.
talking
That's
about
what we're
video
doing right now,
podcasts
bro.
today, okay?
Native American media in, I guess.
Native Americans in media?
So native
Americans
media.
in media.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about some natives in media. Who's a native in media that you guys know?
Lou Diamond Phillips, does he count?
West Duty.
Ish.
He looks native.
Okay,
It was
I
like
know
saying-
myself. I'm in media.
I was like saying
He's
Taylor
Phillips,
Lautner.
you know?
I was like saying Taylor Lautner. He's Italian.
We also know Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks is in media.
Mr. Hicks.
Teaches me.
Do you call him Mr. Hicks?
I call him Mr. Hicks.
I call him.
There's a certain
I call him
respect
Hicks.
to your professors that you call him Mr.
But at professional level, it's for professor.
No,
Academic
focus.
level?
I'm gonna just be like, hey,
Mr.
boss. What's up, boss?
Hey, yo, big
but,
boss.
yeah. What stood out to you guys the most when you met that person, or whenever you think of that person? When you ever think of like native in media, and that person came to mind?
What do we think of him?
Yeah, like what is the main characteristic that they have when you think of them?
Outgoing?
I'm going.
To be a native in media, I gotta be native.
Just any
Could
person?
be
or
actually be
just-
native.
Any person.
They actually native.
Confident.
Stoic.
I think of representation. Being able to represent like natives like accurately and like more up to date rather than giving them misinformation.
Give him a TP and bow and arrow.
Yeah,
Do
because
you
not all
think-
tribes did that. They all like some were like fishermen's, or some lived in like wigwams or longhouses.
Long houses.
So
Do you
yeah.
think if you're gonna portray a native, you have to like actually be from the res? Or would you think?
I feel like I wouldn't say from the res because I know some natives grew up in inner cities. So like,
urban natives.
yeah,
City
so
natives.
I wouldn't say like entirely they should be from the res, but that's
you
not.
think they should have like aspect of the culture.
I feel like
Well, there's like portrayal of the culture, and then there's portrayal of the person. I think those are completely two different things. Because like you can be like, well, native representation can just be like someone representing one of us, just like a native student, or you would have native cultures, like that's a very specific thing. Whereas like there's different cultures, so you kind of have to like respect whatever culture, specific culture that like whether it be a specific tribe or something
But
like
you
that.
think if like a person's portraying like a Choctaw native?
are you talking about like Johnny Depp? Are you talking about Johnny
He's
Depp?
Cherokee, bro.
Look at him.
Wasn't he like he adopted him?
Yeah.
It was like
okay.
Kyrie.
Well,
Shout out Johnny Depp.
but yeah, are you kind of like kind of hitting at that though?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying if you think if somebody's gonna portray a native, they should actually be from like a reservation.
Well, have you seen Res Dogs? Most of that cast is like from Canada,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're not from like Oklahoma
Oklahoma.
tribe.
Yeah.
Like they're from Canada. I was like, but they did good. Like
I think
you
it's
couldn't even
pretty
tell.
similar, probably the
Probably.
res. You know what I mean?
And most native reses are pretty similar. Just different locations.
That goes to show, like, even that show, they're from Canada. Like, it hit us so hard because it reminds us of our res. It's
Yeah.
identical. You know?
Well, that res was close to my res, so I mean, really close.
Well, one other question is, what's one native-led show or movie that really hit you and why?
We're just the Americas. What did you just say though?
Oh, what's one native-led show or movie that really hit you and why?
Sorry, I was thinking about.
What?
I was like Dancing with Wolves.
Brother Bear.
I get it, bro. I was like,
I liked Resball.
Resball?
Yeah. I feel like I could see myself in that certain situation. Like, when, like, his best friend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Been there.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Hope I don't do that.
Is- Other than Res Dogs, I don't know if there's any other shows.
I was watching this show. I was watching it on Amazon Prime, and it was just kind of just like,
He gets Prime.
oh yeah,
Baller.
I just got the account. I
Oh.
watch whatever. I just got
It's not mine.
It's your mom's account.
Yeah.
What other movies are there? There's a bunch of movies, right? Smoke Signals, I guess. Classic. What
Yeah.
else is there?
Dreamkeepers. Dreamkeepers is always a good one. Tells about like different stories. And, like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
And he's supposed to walking the red road. I guess that really stuck out with me because like I really enjoy storytelling, and that like all led back to like one main point of just like the son. Even though the dad's not there, he should still follow in like his grandpa's footsteps.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Isn't the what they're trying to get to a powwow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like he takes them on this journey. Like truck breaks down. Okay, we'll take the horse there, and it takes them all the way through the wood, the like mountains and stuff like that.
Oh, that's it.
Grandpa's telling all the stories.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually very badass.
Yeah, but the son wasn't like in some real big trouble too. He fell in with the wrong crowd and owed some money to some like other people from the res, and those people were kind of like. I have some similar people on my res that like they try to act hard, and they do stuff that makes them look hard, but it's like all in all, they're just like.
Like a softie.
No, they're just like they
Wannabes.
They want to
Wannabe gangsters.
hurt people because they are hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And so, also like I don't know, just the way they act. I guess like they have some of the same characteristics as some of the people on my res. But yeah, I think that's what like hit the most is like how much I can relate to it. Yeah, it was a pretty good
Damn.
ending too, but it was like into two parts.
What about you, Ira?
What native show or native movie?
I feel like I haven't seen many of the, or really any of the classics. I feel like I'm on the outs of that. I mean, I've seen like Reservation Dogs and stuff like that, but
Dude, what about like
Is
Wind
that-
Talkers and stuff? Those are good movies.
The what?
Wind Talkers?
I don't know. No, I don't think I've seen that. I've
Really?
seen Smoke Signals. I've seen. That's about it.
Really? Thunderheart. Oh yeah.
Northern Exposure about Alaskan natives, and it's like a whole TV like season like TV show. It's pretty good, but it follows a Jewish guy being adopted
really?
to these Native American, to Alaskan. So
Well, I guess like Yellowstone portrays natives in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From Montana.
1938
A lot of them do the same thing.
Spirit.
Or Brother Bear. You ever seen cartoons?
Yeah, the cartoons.
Brother
Yeah.
Bear.
Yeah.
See, that's a good one. Pocahontas.
Yeah, that's not very
I
accurate.
love it.
It was not accurate at all.
But here's a deep dive question. How have indigenous stories changed on screen over time from old portrayals to now?
They're getting more accurate.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously, you just mentioned Pocahontas, how that's, like, so wrong.
It's nowhere near the real story.
And then you just compare that to, like, something like Reservation Dogs or Resball. How, I guess the main aspect of, like, those productions, I don't know what went into, or who was in charge of, like, coming up with the Pocahontas story and then writing that, and, like, how many natives were actually involved in that versus, like, they actually, like, talk about whenever like Reservation Dogs was coming out, how like that was the core of that team was Native people, and like representation from Native people was important to them.
It's more accurate, more real to actually Native like experiences nowadays. Back then, terrible.
Oh yeah, just stereotypical.
Stereotypical Native, got a feather, bow and arrow, rides a horse, loincloth. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, because I guess nobody really knows how it is to live on the res. You know what I mean?
I
Except us.
Except for natives.
I guess what would you love to see more of in Native TV or film?
I would say
Panties.
no.
He is an IT.
Not even.
He has an auntie.
Mexican
It's
panties.
it's a tia, but
Tias.
Mexican auntie.
I would say more representation of different tribes, because they kind
Ooh.
of go with like the like the biggest ones, like Cherokee,
Like Plains natives.
like Navajo, Dakota, like all these, just like the biggest ones, and they don't really single down on like the smaller ones all across the nation.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah. And so like some of these smaller tribes, like the people that are like into acting have to play a tribe that they're not a part of,
Oh yeah.
because that's what they're casting for, because that's the only tribes they know, because they're the most well known because how big they are spread amongst the area.
Well, I guess a lot of smaller tribes, their stories aren't out there either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't know enough about them to actually.
Well, that's the point. Like with the media, that's what we should be doing. We should be going to these smaller places in order to hear out their stories.
That's not an exit.
Not an exit. We stole the sign.
And
We went after not an exit, bro.
I feel like we really have to get into these smaller areas, smaller regions, in order to find out like what other people are actually going through and how we can help. Since we are like, as Native Americans, we should be helping each other. That's what I believe personally.
Oh yeah, and learning other people's culture, I guess, right?
Yeah, just helping out one another, and like, how are other people supposed to help others out, like with representation, without even knowing that tribe or that person or that area?
Yeah. Well, I guess like institutes like this are important. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because you meet people from everywhere.
Like, and then I've come across like many tribes like that I didn't know existed until I've talked to people and they're like, yeah, I'm in this place, and then I'm part of this tribe. I'm just like, whoa. Like, I never knew that place
Really?
until you told me about that. And yeah, so it's just like, I don't know, just informing. That's what I desire. That's what I want in Native media. What about you guys?
I totally forgot what the question was.
You have it in your hands.
You have it in your hand.
Well, that leads us to the next question. When was the last time you saw Native people just thriving on screen? Now?
Us, right now, on screen. We're doing
I
pretty
would
good.
say thriving. I'd say like
Yeah.
some of the comedians, like a lot of the Native comedians.
William Knife
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like TikTok, it's a small screen, but it's
Yeah.
a screen.
There's a lot of native content creators for TikTok.
I like 1491s. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Facebook. There's
Yeah.
a lot of.
There's a lot of natives going live on
Yeah.
Facebook for some
I
reason.
get like the views.
They like Facebook famous. I don't know how.
But do you like know music? Like, I know what Travis Thompson is one. He's half Navajo.
There's that one girl that came here. It was like, was her name like Precious or something? Something like that.
This guy Tommaney, he was here. He came to school here. Now he's pretty big.
Wait, was he a part of like the army or something like that? And he had some long hair.
Yeah, they used to have like a drum group or something like that.
Oh.
You guys remember
You guys
that?
know what I'm talking about? She was. It was. What was her name? What was her name? Oh, Miracle.
Miracle.
You're close.
I knew it was something along those lines at the end. You know, like
A word.
sentimental. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You guys remember that one Skrillex song?
Yeah, it was like Miracle Spotted Bear or something like that, right?
That's the chick who's coming here, right?
Huh?
Isn't she putting on the fashion show here? Is that the
No.
one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
is she from?
Yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably a native community.
She's thriving.
Was it? Are we also doing on screen since like media portrays like music too?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
on
this-
screen,
so could-
anything on screen.
So does it also like
Victor.
go over to like what's it called? Just like not even just on screen, but like music in general, like Spotify and
Yeah.
like so like
You mean like media?
yeah, well, because it is native media, right?
And
Yeah.
media can be like books.
Yeah.
Or even on screens like athletes, like sports athletes.
There's that one from. He used to play for OKC. Forgot his name.
Kyrie.
It's not Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie ever played for OKC. I forgot his name though.
I was thinking about like Tia Wood. No, like I forgot her dad's name. Some Wood.
Something Wood.
Something Wood. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's. I like that.
Well, it leads up to the next question. Why is joy a form of resistance? How do we film joy without making it cheesy?
Looking at you,
Read the first part again.
Why is joy a form of resistance? How do we film joy without making it cheesy? Because
I feel okay.
I mean, every story we have, it's like
but-
oppressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I
we
would-
seem oppressed and like not happy. But like, other than a comedy, you could have like a feel-good story somehow.
With joy, the difference between joy and happiness is joy lasts forever. Happiness is like short-lived, and so like joy is something they can't really take away, and happiness is. So I just feel like that's the difference in how it's like. What is it? What do
You ever
say?
see Inside Out?
A resistance,
Resistance.
because like they can't take away that from us. And how
That's a
do
bad example because
How
I
do
hate
we
joy.
film joy?
how do
without
we film
making-
joy without? Okay, Mr. Popular.
Yeah, you got a notification too.
Just screw me. How do you guys film joy?
Have genuine laughter, maybe.
Yeah,
Like genuine emotions.
I feel like
Well, it I think has a lot to do with like the people that are like having your character and then whatever is driving their joy. You know, whether that be like the people or whatever they're doing. It has a lot to say about like the meaning behind their joy. So like if you're filming a native person and they seem happy, well, what is that happiness deriving from? Is it like because they're doing something that has to do with their culture? Does it have to do with something that's like, are they around native people?
Yeah. Well, that goes into the next question. What makes you feel joy, and could you capture that joy in video? Pertaining to yourself, I guess. What makes you feel joy?
are you asking me?
Yes.
Just
Uh,
go for
It's like knowing that I'm loved and that I can love the ones that hurt me. Because then, like, I'm not really sending off that, like negativity that way, and they're not able to hold me down with that negative thoughts.
So could you capture that joy in video?
I think I could, yeah. I'd have to be around my loved ones in order to do that. Or I could be around you guys. I could be around anyone, because like that joy I can just express freely.
I love you.
Thanks, bro. Te amo.
Okay.
What about you guys? What makes you feel joy?
Don't know, man. I like sports.
You don't feel joy.
I think it would be the same thing as him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, just being around my friends and family. Pretty much.
I like sports when I'm doing good, but then it can shift real bad when I'm not doing good.
And if we like reference this back to like, how do we capture joy? Like, how do they do that so well? I think it's like pertaining to res dogs. I think they became like such a close knit, like friends. Like their community was so close knit with each other. And the fact that like if they're friends off screen, they can be friends on screen, and that's what really like helped share that joy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They actually enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of like, let's say like I resent you, and I just like.
Like,
I'm just,
hate you,
I'm
but
just
I'll
waiting
work with you.
to get this scene done and over with because I got the job. Like
They're actors.
yeah, but like not everyone's like a good actor. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And some people like they don't act; they still continue to be themselves. Kind of like The Rock. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't really act; he just continues to be himself in every other movie.
He's the Rock in every movie.
Or like Ryan Reynolds, like bro.
That's just his personality.
Yeah, see, but they keep being the same thing, just different names.
Even as a cartoon character, you could tell it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He plays the same person.
Yeah.
But then I guess we're shifting to films. So, are there any stories, ceremonies, or moments that shouldn't be on camera? If we're sticking to
There's
Like naming ceremonies.
so in my tribe, we have these things called stomp dances at like stomp grounds. You're not even allowed to bring cameras or like phones and stuff in there because they want it to be sacred. They don't want other people seeing it. So like sacred like dances and stuff like that, they're not supposed to be filmed or recorded at all, unless you have specific permission from like the groundskeeper to actually be there and film. You're not even supposed to take any videos or anything there.
Is that like a superstition thing?
It's more of like we don't want people to like come and like take videos, like portray us in like a bad way at all. Because it's open to like everyone, so everyone can show up. But if they come and just all take in everything, and they go online like, oh yeah, this they were doing this. And like, bro, it's not what it's for.
That reminds me of with Cole's like one of his things like they did at his like memorial, and like his funeral. They weren't allowed to bring any cameras, and the family was like so really like strict with that like they enforced it with like weapons because how like hurt they were, and they didn't want that to be publicized. So like say like funerals, yeah, that's something you shouldn't be like putting on media.
Oh yeah. Well, sentimental moments like that, I guess that ties into like lore too. I guess like down south, like they do actually believe like skinwalkers and stuff, you know what I mean? And sometimes like
That's like
calling that stuff out is kind
West.
of like
that's like Western like Arizona tribes.
Yeah. But that stuff is like real in a sense too, you know?
So if I catch one, don't post it. Like, is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, I don't know. Like
The
Sasquatch,
eclipse.
I guess.
Can't
The
post the
eclipse.
eclipse
I know some people still post the eclipse.
if you're white.
No, I know some people from here that do.
Some natives,
I've
they're just
never
like, oh my
heard of
god.
this.
But
Huh?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because like Navajo Nation, they're not supposed to look at the eclipse even in photos.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to be inside or something.
They're supposed to be inside, not doing anything. Like
Just
just sitting there.
Yeah.
Just
Nothing.
act like nothing's happening.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat, drink, sleep, Not supposed to do any physical activity. Just sit. Not supposed to leave. Not supposed to go outside. Just sit.
Where my mom's from, their tribe is like that. They can't be around an eclipse. They have to be inside. Because I guess
It's like respect for the-
superstition. There's like something will happen to them too.
Like, bad things will happen.
I also
Yeah.
heard like that, like that's the time when the spirits walk around.
Oh,
Yeah.
complete darkness or something.
Yeah.
So, no eclipse. Don't post it. Out of respect for your Navajo and other tribal friends.
So the next question, how do we balance cultural preservation with protecting sacred knowledge?
Books.
Throw that again. Say it again.
How do we balance cultural preservation with protecting sacred knowledge?
Stories.
I mean,
Let me look at that, bro, because that's like.
don't like. It's not getting. I mean, not like summarizing it in a way, but like you can't say everything in a sense if you're gonna talk about like a ceremony that's gonna happen.
How do we protect while preserving? I would say just by informing people around you. And that's like as in like you shouldn't be doing this. Or you to respect us, like you shouldn't be. Like I don't know, telling people this certain thing. And that's something you should hold within the community and not just saying it to everyone.
Well, there could be a balance too with people like taking their culture in consideration too. Say if somebody was like Muslim or something, just be like, I wouldn't, videotape or capture, tell stories about you guys that you don't want out. So I have that same respect for us. You know what I mean?
I used to see that one girl at Coachella with the full headdress.
No,
People were getting pissed.
they fired her for that.
No, she's like some influencer. She went there in like a dress,
Oh, shit.
and she had a full headdress on. She's white. No native affiliation at all.
Wasn't that one of like the Jenners or the Kardashians?
I think it was. There was one that did that, but there was just like some other girl that did that, and all the natives on like TikTok was just pissed off.
Did she look good?
No.
Why is that? Why is that? Why is that a
Was she
question?
fine? Like, oh my. She got a
That's a
pass.
double
That's what I'm
whammy if she
saying.
didn't look good.
You guys are wild for that.
Yo, okay, so there's this one girl back at home. She had a headdress, and she's Cherokee, but she's my grandma was a Cherokee, Princess Cherokee. She's very white as snow, and she showed me a picture like, oh look, this is what I got, and it was a headdress. I was like, yeah, we bought it at this one store. I said, you're not supposed to be wearing that. So I was telling her that. She's like, you're not supposed to be wearing that. She's like, well, do you want one? I said, no.
She's gonna give it to you for free, bro.
Do you want one? I was like, you're supposed to be like giving it, like you're supposed to earn it. Like, what did you do to earn it? They're like, oh, we just bought it. I was like, we can buy you one. I ain't taking it. If you buy it, you're just wasting your money. I was like, you're not even supposed to be wearing it. What did you do to earn it? What did you do to get it? Like, because I think Cherokee, you're supposed to earn every feather. You're supposed to do things to earn every feather to actually get a full headdress. And the headdresses that old Cherokees used to wear long, really long. So I was like, you're not even supposed to be wearing that. And she didn't see the wrong in doing so. And I was like, that's crazy.
And that's where like the misinformation is told, like not even being informed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. So and that's like another way to protect our culture is because like just informing people that don't.
But I think that's what the question is asking. It's like,
How we balance
because
it.
when I think about this question, I think about like language. There's a lot of push for like just preserving native language, but at the same time, there's a lot of like elders who will go like, well, there's some things in our language or in our culture that like doesn't need to be spoken outside of like who can speak it. So it's like, how do you balance that like push to preserve the culture, especially the languages, by preserving everything so that like people can know what it is and be sensitive to it. But there's also that like you have to respect that culture and those elders too. So
I guess, like I said, you could only limit, I guess, what you can put out.
yeah, that's the thing. Yes, you have to. You have to respect it. So
'Cause that's the way of protection as well.
And my
But
tribe.
make them aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll wrap up with the last question. What responsibilities do we carry as Indigenous filmmakers?
I'm gonna say to shine light through the indigenous communities, because we have such a like bad rap, like we're poor, we're this or that, we're struggling, you know, but like in some communities we're like thriving, and I feel like that's like a spotlight we need to have, especially.
I want to try to get like millions of dollars per cap. I wish.
Oh, like the Forest County Potawatomis, bro. Those people go crazy.
They thriving.
Yeah, bro. Well, it's just more of like,
Slide me some.
yeah, because we gotta have an accurate portrayal. Like, not everything's just bad. And
Yeah.
gloomy. Like, there's also like good things that are happening for the indigenous communities.
An active portrayal and to influence the native youth. That's what we should be striving for.
I think it's like important to get everybody's story out there, because we're all humans, and it's so relatable to everybody else's stories, to make them feel like you're not alone, and like we all struggle with the same stuff. Any last words?
Be yourself. Be native.
Be native. And if you're not native, make native friends.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for this episode of This Is Not an Exit, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.